Hi, my boys. I'm gonna read what you put, Anthony. This is for Anthony. What you sent me on Instagram 2 years ago. We have to heal from this big difference. I said, we need to heal. We find whatever it is that will help you feel better. You need to heal. This is my way of healing because everyone thinks I should be quiet because they were the ones who did me wrong. Listen to me. You haven't been watching what is happening around the world. Don't you understand what is happening around the world? Anthony, no one is helping me. You have to understand this. I'm alone and no help. But people call me crazy. You don't know this part because I never told anyone what I was doing. Please talk with your dad. I have, but this is what you said. I have, but we only come to the same conclusion that we just don't deal with this. Books are showing the process when these fake books can easily help excel the healing a lot. But really, what I believe is something that puzzles me is how you explain Instagram. If Instagram is your diary, then why is it in your public so everyone can see it? For people to read all the problems and insecurities you have. If it is a diary, if you should be a secret and not have all this private information spread to the public. Anthony, you're brainwashed. You're completely brainwashed. I'm trying to get help. You know how Britney Spears was doing it? I was doing exactly what she was doing. So I'm like, okay, I did it. As soon as I did it, your dad went ballistic as soon as I unblocked him. I've been doing this. And there was a gun involved. When I was pregnant with you, Anthony, you weren't supposed to be here. I wasn't supposed to be here. So these people in high school, they're ratting themselves out. And this case that I'm listening to right now, it's synchronicity with what happened to me. What should have happened to me. Get back to something then this is you. Get back to then for something they did after that many years. Help them from a therapist, maybe native, so they understand it's the only option to this. The way you're dealing with this is not ideal. You don't know, Anthony. You don't know until it happens to you, then you'll know. But to fuck around with a woman, to go and cheat, Anthony, how difficult it was to have you. It was very difficult to have you. On top of the postpartum depression I had after you, then I understood what that postpartum meant. When you have postpartum depression, it's because your spouse is not fully there. Because you're being fooled and your body is like can't understand it. So your body goes into depression, your higher self goes into depression because you just went into a complete shock of what's happening, betrayal. A lot of people were involved in my murder. I'm not gonna stop that. I'm not gonna forget for what they did to me. And that is enough to tell me that high schoolers are triple that, and these years of your life can be easily forgotten because they are embarrassing and shameful. So these people who made fun will forget each other and forget things that they did, and it's natural. Everyone forgets things, but you keep bringing back old problems. It's exactly what you told Collin, me, and Desi in the moment, and not days or weeks after you have made the men with it up. And if we all have trauma, why didn't you think we should all get some help or what to get help? I did. I set you up for therapy, Anthony. I did. You went to therapy in Westminster. You went to therapy, and Collin went to therapy. What's her name? Trisha? Letitia? Her name? Westminster. I have the paper. School did not help you at all. School did not help you. I was trying to get to school. I was heavily involved in the schools. I have all the emails. Your dad was not there. Your dad did not help me at all. On top, I had a bunch of city politicians after me. Um, you've been at this thing for years and you didn't even tell me what trauma I had, which led me to believe I was lying to myself. No. You also said to ignore bullies. You only believe what you believe. You are those people calling you names in high school. Shouldn't be locked. It shouldn't be blocked, and you should not confront them after this many years, because that will only bring up more triggers. And these high schoolers that you went with were all stupid high schoolers. That's what they were supposed. But how? So what's the importance? This is what you're writing me. I'm reading what you're saying to me.
She was 17 at the time. She was not pregnant. I'm pretty sure that's what had happened. So it kind of
and I put, Anthony, stop. Anthony, I'm going now. I'm cooking dinner. I'll talk to you later, because I couldn't. You were triggering me. You're getting me mad. I think it's really funny though. You said words can't hurt you, but using your words a lot when you told me to shut up. And we all have trauma. Why didn't you think we should all get some help, or we should get help? It's fake. Why did you see importance with me? And Stephanie, and I said, Stephanie is a big part of my trauma from school, and it was her friends that were following me and telling me shit. Not everyone is different. No, everyone is different. I can't be surrounded anyone anymore. I can't be surrounded by anyone anymore because of the betrayal. But you, and then you put, but it seems like you're not getting any better though at this time. Who said that? You're only listening to your dad and Stephanie. Whoever takes you away from my kids, whoever takes a child away from their kid, is not a good person. These courts were never good. The judge and the lawyers were never good. Family court was never good. Lauren Tapia family is like a mafia type of business, like a mob type of business. That's why this case, it's a different story for me. You put, you shouldn't shouldn't these native books give you advantage reading them for 3 years? You're really like hurting me. You are with your words. And I go, because it's not for me. The native books, I have to go read deep in them, because some of them are not where they say they are. Like 3 years from reading the native books, Anthony, that's not enough. But really, I go, Anthony, stop. But really, I go, stop. I can't. This is my son, Anthony. Like, no one's gonna tell you how much I did for you. No one's gonna tell you how much I love you, because these people are fucking monsters. They're pedophiles. That's all they want. I knew this. People from high school. What Dan Escamilla did to me, boys, I was fucking like a monster. What Medusa showed me. And I had Medusa from my mom's side. So, as soon as I did that, I turned into a monster. Like, every time he came into the room and you boys were in the room, I was just like watching him, just my fist, and just mad. Like, I'm gonna be nice. How are you? You want a glass of water? You need anything? Meanwhile, I am thinking in my head how many ways like to destroy you. Because your mom ain't here to protect you anymore. She's protecting me. for people like you.
Wow.
I can't. Like,
Let me stop right there. Trigger warning, y'all. Don't say it
Anthony, what you don't know is that what Dennis committed to me when I was drunk, he took advantage of me when my dad died. That made me go into a dark, like what they say, like the dark night of the soul type of bullshit. That's exactly what I did. I went dark. I went black. I couldn't figure out if it was real or not. It took me like a whole day to realize it ain't real. That ain't no dream. That was real. That whole.
That was one video. Hold up, y'all. Let me see if I can refresh it.
I kept reliving it and trying to understand that process.
So disturbing.
And after that, it was like.
Trying to go back to that other video. I think there was only one.
I want to cry because I just.
Right, Kate Taylor. These are the people that are walking.
Bite. That's all I was like, biting my cheeks, like not biting my cheeks, but biting my jaw, like clenching.
Thank you, Leanne. Who's us?
Then I had this moment in the apartment, in my apartment.
I'm telling you, when was the video originally posted? That's a great question.
I remember
I'm trying to go back to it, and I don't think I can.
At Susie's place. I was drinking.
Let's go to the media
I
side.
made him think that I was heavily drunk. I was reading the cards. I remember I was reading. I bought cards. And me and Susie were messing with them. I was reading Susie's cards.
I'm trying not to dox.
And picked up what my next step could be. I took my opportunity to pretend I was drunk. And I needed to get home. Susie was drunk. And Susie was supposed to take me home. Susie was supposed to stop drinking because she's like, oh, I'll take you. Set the timer so she can take me home.
Texas license plate.
But then she didn't. She ends up taking more. She's like, oh, I can't take you. And I wanted to go home. And even your dad called me to go home. And your dad couldn't pick me up.
Is that the Kia?
So then, I found an opportunity, and Dan took me.
55 minutes ago on that anonymous Facebook
so I pretended to be drunk. But Susie said Isaiah to go.
It's the same color.
And Isaiah came in the car.
It looks like a Mustang. It's kind of hard to tell on
and
the side.
I thought Dan was going to just drop me off. No.
Is this the parking lot?
He just didn't drop me off in front of the house.
Hanging with the Migos, all these drugs.
He walked me to the apartment. Isaiah followed.
See, some of these Facebook groups you gotta be careful with because some of these people join them and then they start telling on each other. Some San Antonio police discovered the couple inside their vehicle Tuesday afternoon.
Scared at this point. I really am scared. Because you boys are home, and I'm bringing this monster in the home. And your dad's not home.
Shot in the back of their ears.
But for some reason, I'm hoping your dad's watching this unfold. I'm hoping someone's watching him walk me into the apartment. That's all I'm doing. And I'm like, I know that the dead people are helping me right now.
Okay, she said the police told them that Savannah was in the front. Look at this. She said police told them Savannah was in the front seat of the car.
Yeah.
With the car
Dan wasn't
seat
drunk.
on top of her.
That's what hurt me.
She said Matthew was in the back seat.
That's what really hurt me.
Why was she in the front seat and he was in the back seat? Because they were placed there. Obviously, that says someone else was
I got
there.
my answer. He wasn't drunk. He knew exactly what he was doing to me. That moment, what he did. Because I was like, at the time when I was doing this, when I was planning this, when I was reading the cards.
Right, they were saying, people have said that it was, well, and that's the thing, it's like, I know Matthew was tall, right? So,
can everyone betray me like that? How?
were his
Like
pants
then I
pulled
was full on. I was full on.
You said one theory is that it's
I don't
retaliation
know
for
what
Savannah's
made
family
you
attacking the
think
killer
that
of a mother in
I
court.
was
I
after
think this
you
is
or
tied to her
wanted you
brother's
like
death.
that. I really don't
There's
know.
even pictures
What
of her in
made
the
you
front
think it
seat.
was
On the
okay
group,
to do that to me and get away with it?
you can see
Daniel
it on the group.
Escamilla.
I know you're not on YouTube.
So the
You're on
moment I
the
find out,
Facebook
because I know,
Live.
like, look, you're drunk, you're
Let me know in
having
the chat. I gotta be
your
careful
moment
because we gotta
too,
be careful
you
what we're
were
posting here, okay?
whatever it case may be, maybe you thought I was
The
a
girl
different
said, if y'all
person.
remember, because I remember her saying that. I think she has since removed the video. And
I
Mel,
had to get
we'll go to
my
Mel's live here in a minute,
closure,
because I think
my
he passed
final,
it up.
like,
The Matthews cousin
and that was it.
claimed police told the
You
family
did that.
he'd been tortured. In a video, she said it's not
And
making
what
sense
hurt
to me
me
the
is
way
that you
they
did
left
it, and
him
you know
on the
that
back
Isaiah
seat,
was
laid
there.
out with
You
his
did it
pants
in front
up.
of your
It was
nephew. You
gruesome.
did
They
it
just
with my
said it
kids
was
in the
gruesome.
house.
My
They were asleep.
cousin's very,
Yeah, my
very,
kids were
very
asleep.
tall.
But the fact
Savannah
that
was in
you
the front
did it,
passenger seat and she had the car seat
you
on
had no
top of her.
shame.
That is a very specific detail.
And in the back of my
I
head,
don't think that this is a
I
very
had your mom
specific
in
detail
my
that I would think
ear the whole
only law
time.
enforcement
Just
would know. So the
all I
family took
kept
photos and
telling
leaked them out.
Isaiah's spirit team is, watch me, watch me, watch
That
me,
wouldn't
watch
be good
me.
at all if that is the case.
It took me time to understand. It took me a moment, a good moment to really to I don't think I even healed from it.
My cousin's very, very tall. Savannah was in the front seat, and she had the
Because
car
I'm
seat on
still
top of her.
dealing
My
with
cousin was in the
baby's
back
loss,
seat,
Joseph's
laid out
loss,
with his
my
pants
miscarriage.
off.
So,
They said that
Anthony,
basically he was tortured, but they didn't really want to get into details. Hold up, let me click off these pictures real quick.
I had to also get my information.
Hey, guitar player, guess who's got over 11,000
Dan
video
Escamilla
lessons?
knows.
Okay, somebody says in the group, I have not seen anyone ask why the driver window was busted out. But there were
I could have killed myself. I wanted to.
I think that they're just covering it.
I really did.
I think they're sealing the bracing. Did it get broken somewhere else? Their gunshot wounds came from the right side, so I don't believe it was deadly shots that broke the window.
I just don't want to be touched anymore. And that's very hard for people when I talk to them or go to the bars. It's very, or like just random people, like the Jonathan Steven guy. Jonathan.
Notice how the color,
I didn't meet him at a bar. I met him on the street. In Westminster. Like that's how our ancestors work. Like that guy, that like he's like a boy. That guy, he doesn't understand like certain women just don't want to deal with men anymore. They're just no, nothing sexual, no nothing. Just we've been through a lot. We just want our babies because our babies can heal us. My boys, I miss you boys. And I remember Daniel Escamilla, you said you didn't delete your shit. You didn't delete your shit. So, I kept sending you stuff because you said you didn't delete it. So in the back of my head, you said you didn't delete stuff. So I'm like, all right, you have a bank, I have a bank. And in the back of my head, I'm going to tell Lauren Tapia. But I have to prepare myself on how that's going to react, how I need that reaction. And since I know you didn't, since you said you didn't delete your shit, I know AT&T doesn't delete their shit.
I was looking at two different things. I was thinking Matthew was putting the car seat in.
Like I didn't want to put you because of your brother, Daniel Escamilla, because of Javier Escamilla. I didn't want to put you as a pedophile. But you left me no choice when you did that in front of Isaiah. Like, Isaiah was there. Yeah, he was sleeping. But I know teenagers. They can pretend all they want. But the fact that you had the balls to do that in front of Isaiah leads me to believe you are a pedophile. That you would prey on younger teenagers because they're drunk. This is an easy opportunity. To me, you have I don't know. You got something.
Yeah, and if they do anything, they own it. This is at least my understanding of the cartel. The cartel's not going to hide a crime. I do believe this is more gang related than just
the gangs.
Cartel. That's just my opinion, though.
To me, all the gangs are related to the mafia and cartel, because how are the gangs? Yeah, you're all the same. You're gonna be putting yourself in that position. It's gambling. It's guns. You don't need guns. You really don't need guns right now. And if you need a gun, you're pussy. You're in control. You're insecure. You don't know how to handle your emotions. If you have to have a gun, it's because you're scared of your own lies. If you have a gun, it means you don't believe in your own God to protect you. That you have to protect. You have to feel like you have to protect yourself with a toy.
I've been following this since it was said she was missing. I've seen a lot of people say different things about what they think.
Guns were meant to do one thing, and to kill.
She was in the trunk.
Hunting's the same thing, and a hunt to kill.
And when looking at this photo, from where they found the car, you can see the trunk isn't fully closed / latched. It appears to be open. Nonsense, you pointed that out as well.
It's funny because I did my notes like that, my boys, on Facebook and Instagram. They were my notes for myself. So because my plan was to have you boys have Facebook and Instagram, so then when you get old enough, you have all those things, and I can like a memory bank. January 5th, 2016, 8 years ago. Wow, it's raining cats and dogs. It's raining it's not raining cats and dogs. It's raining horses and cows. That was 8 years ago. As a medium psychic, I was also using this to do what the universe is doing. 9 years ago, I have no motivations to go to the gym today. So home alone I'll be. That was 9 years ago, January 5th, 2015. That's just my notes. Like, to pinpoint, because I'll forget where I was at that time. And it was just neat for me to be like, oh, I could do something with this. Since I had no friends, like, to trust, this is my only way to do this. This is how I got Brittany Betancourt. I was channeling her, and I didn't like what she was doing. She's a backstabber. This is for Cassandra Jones. Casey Aguilar. You're the strongest and the most bravest person I have ever met. It breaks my heart knowing that you are going through this pain. I feel so bad not knowing sooner. You are an amazing woman. You are a devoted wife and a one heck of a mother. Seeing you today made me think of all the good times we had with each other. I'm truly sorry for your loss. My heart and prayers are with you and your babies. I'll see you tomorrow. Cassandra Jones. This was from Matt. For Matt.
I'm trying to see about the videos, media files, see about these files. Because
Matt Aguilar.
What is this?
And then the mother and the soon to be father was murdered. The mother was Savannah Soto and the father was Matthew Guerra. Guerra. So Frank Oreca. Frank
where the
Oreca,
police were gonna drive by.
remember the gun. There had to been a gun.
They retaliated
You
and beat the shit out of the guy in the court.
now, if Matt's not dead, and if Matt is not in hiding, then why is this keep coming up? April, he talked about a dragon. 1985 is a dragon. He talked about a witch. Your mom is considered a witch. Guadalupe is considered a witch. Oh, I'm going to go.
Oh shit.
And I want you to know, April, that
I'm just gonna say
Frank didn't have any friends.
My mother-in-law found the car. They were saying that the police found the car. Whoever found the car, it was not them. They have been caught. They got.
You've been played, and all the shit that had happened to you was because it was happening to me. Because you were doing something to me that you weren't supposed to do. And it went back at you. And so when I was kind of like seeing what you were doing when you were calling me, that was because you were doing something that you weren't supposed to. That will all come back up with you. As for Oscar, I have no idea if he passed away, but his name keeps popping up. I just got a word love. They love you, so I don't know.
So this is when my mother-in-law texted my girlfriend. Oh man,
I miss my kids. I know you love your kids. But what you're doing to me and what your brother is doing to me is hurting me by not telling the truth on what type of person I was or who these friends were that were using witchcraft, like Katie Krause.
I mean, she's covering them, so we're not even seeing them.
Matt Kraby.
I'm so sorry to Savannah's and Matthew's immediate family.
We were only married.
So bad.
Michelle Castro, Laura, Frank Rebecca. We were only married for May, June, July, August, September, October. 6 months. I'm gonna say we were only married for 6 months, but we were together in high school for 3 years.
Whatever you have to do.
When we got married, it hit me like I couldn't really trust you. I didn't know who you were. It only made sense. And after the whole split, I found like Jamie Bashorner. I didn't know she liked you. I had no clue. Now, as soon as that whole breakup happened, she was right there with her truck. How did that happen? Then what she did with Lauren Tapia in the message. Oh, earthquake. It scared me. Like, whoa. Yeah, right? And yesterday was the 4th. Today's the 5th. It's 10:56. We just had an earthquake. It's time. Got goosebumps. It's time. So, Jamie Bashorner. Hollywood. They just gave me lights up with big STD on it. You're sick. Like, that's how if you want to be that famous that bad, you're selling out, kids. You got blood on your hands. And you claim you're a Blackfoot. We got a problem. Because I remember those classes. I felt like I was the only Native kid in there. And those teachers that were trying to show us, like, the tribes, the different tribes in California, they failed on Kumeyaay. They really failed on Kumeyaay. They didn't know what tribe that was. It was heartbreaking.
What's your credit card debt balance? If it's $10,000 or more, here are 3 easy solutions
Synchronicity. That's all I have for you, Anthony, Collin, Desi. I love you, boys. I gotta meditate on this because
minimum payments could literally keep you in debt for decades. $10,000 in debt can take
oh,
anywhere from
Epstein
14
bar
to 26 years
came
to pay
up,
off if you're only paying the minimums. And that's just $10,000.
and that came up before, and I'm like, oh, put them together. You got a bar of lawyers, like a bar, the state bar, and then you got bars, the drinking bars, and then you got behind the bars, and now you got Epstein bars with the Epstein case in hand. Now, there's not, like, to me, this is where the mediums and psychics will come in play, because they will pinpoint who was really on Epstein's island for prostitution, for sex. Because a lot of celebrities went to Epstein Island because they were invited, not for sex, because they were invited for like a dinner or something. They had no idea what that was. Because a lot of these people have islands, have private islands. Epstein's not the only one. Epstein's the one that got caught. There's more to come. And with me, if I'm dead, I'm more valuable dead than alive. I know this, and I'm going home, but before I go, I have to really say it and really mean it. What I say, when I see what I know, I have to say it. So I love you, boys, and I will die for my fight, my honor, my rights, my birthrights, and what I know. And earthquakes like that, it's going to happen. It's going to be big, and it's not going to be pretty. It's not, and a lot of children are, and for me to see that again, oh, Collin, remember your arm broke, and these doctors are trying to, like, it felt like the Armstrong guy, I'm gonna pass out. It's like certain things like that. I just, like, how I laugh at myself, like seeing certain people, like, I have to meditate, like, all right, I gotta go back into this paramedic mode, this doctor mode, this nurse mode, because I've seen a lot of shit in my life, a lot of dead, a lot of pictures. My offsprings, I did see a lot of pictures. So what Hollywood helped me with that is sometimes I'll see dead, and if dead comes to me, I will take it as a movie kind of type thing to help me process it a little bit better, so I can, like, okay, because it is scary to see a dead person, especially if they just got blown up and they don't look the right way, they don't look normal, they can look like a total monster, and all they want to be like, well, what happened to me? But you're just like seeing them on how they happen, so you just have to tell them, okay, well, did this happen to you? Well, no, that didn't happen to me. Well, why do you look like that? I don't look like that. What are you talking about? You just have to calm them down as they're trying to trying to get information. So it's like the transition there is just calm down. You're dead. You're going to look different right now, but you have to understand that it's gonna look the way you heal, how you heal. If you went to the afterlife in a traumatic way, sometimes that traumatic look can stay on you until you realize what happened. And sometimes traumatic looks, like, you can get hit by a car and have a broken neck and walk around in the dead realm like that. And some people will not see it until a child comes up in a spirit world going, your neck is broken. How? And then like, how'd your neck get broken? Well, I don't know. And the child will be like, well, you had a car accident. Oh, I'm dead? I didn't know I was dead. So this spirit is walking around kind of confused with the broken neck, but no one can see he has a broken neck. Only a child that had passed away in a spirit realm can say, hey, you have a broken neck. So then it's like, how did that spirit walk around the whole spirit realm with the broken neck, and no other spirit or no other person can tell that person had a broken neck, but until a child can say, hey, look, it's blocked. So that person that the child told, hey, you have a broken neck, it brought that spirit, that person, like, flashback of Oh, how? And
speaking
then
to social media. You know what
a
I'm saying?
worm, like a worm
I think that
hole,
they do
like
things. I'm not necessarily thinking
all the
what
memories
could
come
have
back at
happened.
you.
You
Flash
know,
your
sometimes that might have happened. That's all.
your life flash before your
That's all.
eyes.
It's a
Anthony,
pointless crime.
you have
What
a
were
reincarnated
you 15-year-old
soul, so that
the
means you
year
came
before,
here
and
with
now you
somebody
have
that's
an
attached to
unborn
you, that's
baby,
reincarnated in
and
the
you have
Escamilla
two
family.
young
The mole in the back of your neck
parents.
is related
It does
to
compromise the
I guess
investigation.
Catalina. um
And we
it's
have the
related
murder case
to the
now.
side of,
Somebody knows something.
yeah,
Okay, somebody
Angel
knows something.
Escamilla.
So, and it wouldn't surprise me if he
um
was getting threats.
so you
If
should,
this was like, if they
if
were already
Isaiah and
threatening, if this
Noah,
was already
they are
in
going
the
to
works.
be like,
They waited for her
they're really
to
not going to have your
miss
best
her
interest
appointment.
unless you put strong boundaries down. If you put strong boundaries down and go, hey, I don't want to be
I don't
treated
know.
like this,
You watch
you
the
guys
2
have
hour
to have a
footage of
mutual
them going
respect
to
for
the
each
car.
other. Because those
It's not
boys were
going to
raised
end.
up by
You know,
narcissists.
it just, I
Were
hate to say
raised
it
up,
that way,
they were
but when
being
it comes to
abused and neglected.
gang
They were being
violence,
tossed
it
around
does.
like
It
toys,
does. And there's
like
always
money. They
street
weren't being
justice or
loved like they were supposed
retaliation.
to, because
Somebody
Susie wasn't
taking
loved
for
like how she
somebody
was supposed
else.
to. She
Like,
was
it
neglected.
just doesn't. Um, and
It's
I
all
hate
right
to put it
there.
that way, but it's,
Um,
I don't know. And people are saying, well, why are you coming to that
I miss
conclusion?
you,
Because
boys.
I
I
can't
love
think of
you.
anything else at this point.
And let's put on the share thing, because I don't believe the...
I did get a text. Nope, not. Let me see. Perny to Elijah. And that is not who filed this here. And this is more support for what I've been saying.
So
that is, these court-appointed
Elijah
attorneys
and Noah
don't always act with their client's best interest in mind, because sometimes
I
they
miss
are
you boys
more
too.
motivated
Like
by their own
I saw
financial
you boys grow up, and I
conflicts
saw
of
you
interest.
boys
Because if this
were being
conservatorship were to be
abused,
granted,
and I had told
that
your
lawyer would be
mom.
getting paid money ordered
I
by the
told your
court
mom several
by Brenda
times,
Penny that would
you know,
automatically
like,
become an
hey, my
outsider.
kids want to
I do
play,
find
you
it
know,
very
like,
interesting that
but no, it
John
was always
Vai,
Vettel.
despite being appointed
And
as a
Vettel I
conservator,
couldn't
he has
trust
not filed
because
any
I knew and I
objections.
felt.
Sorry.
So
Appointed as the
for
lawyer
Isaiah
here, has
Noah,
not filed any objections. I mean, that's proof positive in and of itself, in my opinion. But these people are not always working in their client's best interest. Samuel
I
Ingham
love
was
my
Brittany's
boys.
court-imposed attorney.
And I
She
love
had
you
tried to
boys
hire an
too,
attorney,
and I don't know
Maddox
if you
Rice,
guys
and
understand what
the
that
judge in that
is,
case, same
but
courthouse,
I've always
the judge
been watching you
said, no,
boys.
you don't have the capacity
And I
to
always
hire your
felt
own
like,
lawyer. The judge
like
never
when
laid
I
eyes
saw
on her.
Isaiah and
Never
Noah
saw
when
a
they were
capacity
babies,
declaration on whether she could hire her own lawyer.
and I was pregnant
So
with Anthony,
the man
like,
became a
I was
millionaire,
so
just
excited.
sitting
I'm
on
like,
his
oh, I
ass
can't
doing
wait to
nothing
have
for
two
34
boys.
years. And look, here,
So
I don't see an
you boys
objection
were
filed
so
by John
cute.
Dye,
You
not
boys
one.
remind me of
But
monkeys.
somehow these
And I
other
got my
lawyers who were not
monkeys,
imposed
so I'm like,
upon
so
Elijah Blue, they were
so
able to get
happy.
two documents together. Okay, interesting.
But your
Also
mom is
important,
Susie is dealing
Brenda
with traumatic
Penny, the judge on the case don't look
bullshit,
like it's Brenda Penny right now.
and she's
I mean,
only
I don't know
making
if it is
her life
in general Brenda
miserable,
Penny,
and
that
she's
she went on
playing.
it today. I don't know if they removed
Like,
her. I don't know if she was never supposed to be the permanent judge. I really don't know. She is the one who
she's
appointed
like my
John
mom,
Vai,
and I can't stand
the
that.
imposed conservator.
It's nasty
Why don't you
feeling.
say that?
And my grandmother,
Counsel, the court-appointed counsel.
my
This is not
grandmother
Brenda Penny.
Tina,
This says
last Tina,
Jessica
was pushing me towards Susie. Like,
I don't
that's
know. Sorry, I
what,
really don't know how to say
like,
that. Okay. So
like
without
I
further
wanted to
ado,
be type
this
thing, because I didn't know
document
my
is
grandma.
titled
So I was
Objection to Petition for
with
Appointment of
Susie,
Temporary
thinking like,
Conservator.
I have a feeling like my grandma
Thank
wants me
you, on guard
like just be in
for
the
the
moment
super
with
second.
her. I never had cousins.
Okay.
I never had like a
So he's
sister.
objecting as of yesterday. As
I
you
never
can
had a
see, this was
friend, so I
filed
was using
yesterday.
Susie like that. Like, it was nice. Like, we were going
Elijah Blue
hiking.
Allman states as follows. I am the proposed conservatee
I didn't
in the
need to
above
smoke
matter.
weed around
I
her.
hereby
I didn't need a
object to
drink
the
around her
appointment of my
either.
mother as
It
the
was just
proposed temporary
talking and just
conservator on
like,
the
what was
following
it
grounds.
like, and just relationship
First of all,
wise.
I have not read this. This is my first
But
time. He says
it
the
was
conservatorship of the estate
more, she was
is
more
not
like for
necessary.
Lauren,
Okay,
like
seems like
protecting
pretty
Lauren and not
important ground.
me.
Seems like good enough to dismiss the whole thing. But he goes on. No
It hurt
reason
me because I
exists
told
for the
your mom, I
appointment
told
of a
Susie
conservator.
what your dad did,
And then he says
and
the proposed
she
conservator
stopped
that's
talking to me.
shared is not entitled to priority.
She stopped talking to me.
His wife is.
And I
Elijah's
just got
wife is
pissed.
entitled to
I
priority.
got mad because I really
Actually,
needed that. Like,
according to
really?
wife, Elijah's
So
own choice is entitled to priority.
I didn't tell her what her
we've gone
brother
over this
did to
many
me.
times, but shares like fourth in line or third in
What your
line
uncle
on
did
who
to me.
could actually be the conservator. So Elijah's
So
attorneys are rightfully pointing it
who
out
do
to
I
you.
trust? Who do I go to?
And then look at this.
Who do I
Listen,
run to?
Cher,
And
aka
Isaiah,
proposed conservator,
what
is
Westminster
going to
School
sit
District
to
did to
serve.
you. I hope
What
you
are his
remember that
reasons?
I
4
was there at the
reasons.
meeting.
1, conservatorship of the
Isaiah,
estate is not
Serta.
necessary. He does say at this time, so I don't know if he would admit that maybe earlier in his life, other times
I
in
went
his
to
life, he might have
that
been a
meeting with your
conservator or
mom.
whatever. But he's saying here,
When
no. Number 1, no conservatorship of the estate is necessary.
Stacy
Number 2,
Elementary School
therefore,
said that
there is no need
you
to
were
appoint a conservator.
you
Number
wrote
3,
something about a bomb
Cher
threat,
is not
and they
entitled
went
to
to your
priority.
house
So if
and
you are
they were
going to appoint
harassing you guys.
conservatorship, you got to let me choose who it's going to be, or you got to let my wife be
I
the
was
conservator, or
an
her
advocate.
choice.
I was advocating
3
for
people
you,
ahead of
and I was
Cher.
supporting your mom and you,
The
because I
wife
felt like you
is
were
ahead of
being
Cher,
harassed and
and no.
bullied with
Anybody who the conservative
with
picks is
these
ahead of Cher.
teachers.
Then the wife. Then the
You
wife's
were
choice.
being bullied
Then Cher. So
by the
Cher's on
principal
fourth in
because the
line, though.
principal bullied me. I know her.
And she's unfit to serve.
The same
Okay, let's
principal
see
used to
why.
bully me when I was in middle school.
Elijah says, I
So
understand that attempting
what
to
I
gain
got to do
conservatorship
was
is
I got to
unfair.
see
But
this whole
immediate
corruption as a
appointment
mother
is required to ensure the proposed
in a
conservative
different point of view,
well-being
because
and
I
to
was working
protect
with
the
a lot of those people
proposed
from the school
conservative
district.
estate during the pendency of
And
a
what I
general
saw then
conservatorship
was
petition. So he's
not
saying, look, I
professional at
understand what
all.
the point of a conservatorship is.
They were
And I
using and
understand sometimes
abusing,
they're
and
even
if parents
necessary.
like
I know
me
I'm
spoke
gonna
up, then they were going to
say
get
that they're not
attacked, and they
necessarily
were going to
correct.
attack the kids.
But he says, through his lawyers, immediate appointment of a
Oh,
conservator is not
I
necessary
love you, boys.
in this case. There is simply no emergency
And I'll
that
see you boys in a
requires it.
bit.
Now, on the other side of the page, on the other side